Jimmy Page's solo in Stairway to Heaven could quite possibly be one of the most perfect solos ever recorded in a song.
Well, that's just like your opinion, man.
It's chock full of cool licks, and we're going to take it apart and steal all of them. And we're going to do it as accurately as possible. Solo to Stairway to Heaven. That's what we're doing today on Ray Plays Guitar. Let's get into it. Okay, let's jump right in. The first phrase. We're in this A minor pentatonic position, 5th fret. The notes that we're dealing with are these. The lick starts on the 7th fret of the 3rd string with a full bend. Then we're going to jump to 5 of 1 and work down the pentatonic scale. Then we're going to go back to the 3rd string, continuing on the scale, ending on this note F on the 8th fret of the 5th string. Second phrase. So we're starting off again in this A minor pentatonic box, starting on the 8th fret of the 2nd string, with a full bend, then going to the 8th fret of the 1st string. Then we're going to bend 8 of 1 up a full bend, bringing it back down to 8, going to 5 of 1, then sliding on the 2nd string up to the 10th fret. It's the same note. Once we're here, we're going to go to 8 of 1, 10 of 1, and do that little move. Ten to 8 on 1, 10 to 8 on 2, 10 of 3, coming back with 8 to 10 on 2. Okay, in this next phrase, we're back into this A minor pentatonic box on the 5th fret here. This is kind of a long phrase. We're going to divide it up into 2 halves. The first half. Two, three. So we're back here. We're gonna start this phrase on the 7th fret of the 3rd string, jumping to the 5th fret of 1, and then working down the pentatonic scale all the way to the 7th fret of the 4th string. Then we're going to go back to 7 of 3, working our way down the pentatonic scale till we get to the 7th fret of the 5th string. Then coming back with 5 and 7 of 4. 1 and 2 and 3. Then we're going to go between the 5th fret of the 3rd string and the 7th fret of the 4th string. And that's the first half of that phrase. 1 and 2 and 3. 1 and 2 and 3. One and 2 and 3. The second half of this lick phrase starts off with an open G string, then going to the 5th fret of the 1st string, working our way down the pentatonic scale until we get to the 7th fret of the 4th string. Then we're going to go back to the 7th fret of the 3rd string and then work our way down again. And then do that. Ending on the 8th fret of the 5th string. One more time, even slower. 1 and 2 and 3. 1 and 2 and 3. So here we're moving up into like the 10th position. We're dealing with like F major pentatonic shapes here. So the notes we're dealing with in this area are these. First we're going to slide up to the 12th fret of the 5th string, and then go 10-10 on 4 and 3. And then coming back to 12 of 4, pulling off to 10, and then 12 of 5, coming back to the 10th fret of the 4th string. The next part, we're going to start here on the 12th fret of the 4th string with our 3rd finger, slide up a whole step to the 14th fret, going to 12 of 3, and then hitting 12 of 3 again, hammering on to 14 of 3, going to 13 of 2. So this next part, starts on the 15th fret of the 2nd string with a full bend, bringing it back down, and go 15, 13, 15, 13. Then going to the 1st string, 15th fret, bending that up, coming back, 15, 13, then bending up the 15th fret of the 2nd string, bringing it back down, then going 13, then 14 of the 3rd string. Here's that whole phrase slowly. 3 and 4 and... Next is this fast part. Now we're just going to repeat this figure. And that's it. I'm going to start here with my 1st finger on the 13th fret of the 2nd string. Then bending up on the 15th fret of 2, bringing it back down, and then pulling off to your 1st finger. Then hitting 14 of the 3rd string, and then doing that whole thing again. A couple things that'll help this go smoother and thusly quicker is I'm not picking a lot of the notes. I'm only picking the notes I absolutely have to and hammering on and pulling off everything else. Or actually what I think I'm doing is I'm plucking this note and I'm plucking that, and that's it. So one of the things that helps me keep track of this lick is that this note falls on the downbeat. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So coming out of that figure, we're gonna bend up the 15th fret of the first string. Then so we're gonna do 12, 15, 12 on the first string. Then going 15, 13, pull off, 14 of the third string. Then 13, 15, hammer on, pull off. Back to the 14th fret. Then doing this move. 13, 15, bend. Going to 15 of the first string, then coming back to the second string, coming down, pulling off, and then ending on a 14th fret third string. Then we're into this part that we're playing in between the this lick. Cool pentatonic lick. We're up here playing the A minor pentatonic pattern in the starting on the 17th fret. We're basically just playing the first 3 strings of that. So I'm starting on the 15th, 16th, 19th fret, 3rd string, bending up, going to the 20th fret of the 2nd string, 17 of the 1. Coming back to 20 on 2. Then, doing this thing, I'm going to bend up on the 19th fret, kind of a pre-bend, bringing it back down, pulling off to 17, ending on 19 of the 4th string. So after we come out of this, then we're ending it with this. 19 to 17 on 3, 19, 4, then 17, 19 on 3, bending that up. Now some guys will play this and hold that up while they do that, so that note is already up when they get back to it. I find that a little difficult, so I cheat a little bit. Don't tell anyone. But I let that note go, and I come back and I do a pre-bend. I find that to be easier than holding it. Do whatever you want to do. I don't think Jimmy ever played it the same way twice, so who cares? next phrase here he's starting on this note A, 14th fret of the 3rd string. We're going to do a big bend, a step and a half. So we're bending from here to the pitch that's 3 frets away, the pitch of the note C. The next phrase is another big bend. Here we're going to bend on, we're starting on this note F, 10th fret of the 3rd string. But here we're going to bend, starting on the 10th fret, we're going to bend 2 whole steps. That's 1, 2, 3, 4 frets here. So we're going to bend up to the pitch of A, which is way up here. So after I bend up, I'll bring it down. I'll hit this note, F, 10th fret, coming to 9, 7, 5, 7, 5. Do a little bend on 7, 5, ending on 7th fret of the 4th string. And then we're going to end with this cool move. So here I'm playing in the A minor pentatonic position, starting on the 17th fret. First finger on the 2nd string, 17th fret. Then I'm going to go to 20 of 1, pull off to 17 of 1, and then hit 17 of 2, and just repeat that. Now the way I do this, I use a hybrid picking. I'll pluck the 1st string with my middle finger, do the pull off, and then I'll use my pick on the 2nd string. Guess you can easily pick it as well. So that's the solo to Stairway to Heaven. Hey, if you have any questions or comments, please leave those below. I hope you found this video helpful. If you did, please do me a favor. Hit that like button, share this video with your friends, subscribe to my YouTube channel, hit that notification bell. But most of all, thank you so much for hanging out with me today. I really appreciate it. We'll see you next time.